Yeah, it is like we find difficulty in breaking free, not really understanding who we are, what we want to do, or why we're here. You know, it becomes tiring somehow because we forget that we're not anywhere other than here. We're just here, realizing that helps really. Gives you the feeling that you can do more. You can be exactly what you want to be. But to me, that's also a fault. You should, in a sense, accept yourself as you are. And to consider who that is takes you away from the experience of being that. I'm a lover of experience. I love experiences. I love them to the point where I don't try to define them. If I do, I tell myself, well, I realize that I need to stop and just experience it. Because it's when you experience something and you forget that you're actually experiencing it, you are so immersed in that moment. That is when you are really here, really free, not contemplating anything, just being part. I don't think it's difficult once you know that it's possible, once you believe that it's possible. It really comes with that belief, the knowing, understanding, and then feeling. It's very immediate, it's right here. You don't have to do much at all. Just let go. Let go of the past, let go of the future. They'll be fine without you trying to contemplate each and every part of it. Just being, here, a witness, but also one that acts. I've been thinking of acceptance lately. How to accept, why to accept, and when. If I start with when, it seems to me that it should be always accept. Accept doesn't mean that you don't allow change. It simply means that you're ready to act because you've already accepted. Ready to be immersed in this experience because you've already accepted. I don't find it difficult, and really neither should you. Who doesn't want to be spontaneous? The feeling that we had when we were children, it doesn't have to go. It can still be here. How we're in love with the things that happen to us, things that happen around us. How we see it as one with us. Because we accept it. There's nothing wrong with contemplation per se, as long as it takes space after acceptance. But it's because we don't want to accept things that we contemplate things too much. We don't just let go, just be part of whatever happens, and then take control after that. There's a time and place for everything. contemplation is just not the primary function, it's a secondary one. Acceptance is the primary function. So what we need, what we can understand, what we can hear when we truly listen, when we understand that this is it. There's no thing to seek outside. You attract those things, secondary things. As long as you stay with your primary function to accept. That's why it gives you the freedom to be, to just follow. No need to stop. You can continue ahead. I believe that the people that you meet, if you allow yourself to meet people outside, if you don't simply look away whenever there's a chance to actually meet someone else's eyes, if you do meet their eyes and that develops to meeting them, having a interaction with them, that is truly living, being together with your community, the people that you see every day. Find that they're not strangers, not complete strangers. They're more like distant acquaintances. You're sharing this experience with them. You're not alone in it. But if you can't meet their gaze, if you can't meet their eyes, then you would be alone. You'd be alone. And you might have forgotten why. So, one reason for me making this video is to tell you that it starts with looking up and just meeting people's eyes when you walk past them. Naturally, a smile will come up, and that will naturally lead to you having conversations with some of them. I do walk around and I notice that a lot of people look down or look away. But not everyone. There are some people out there that yearns for a connection, even if it's just a short one. They do yearn for it, to connect with another being, to not be alone, to be here together, sharing this experience with one another. It is as if you can come out of your shell, come out of your room when you take the steps to look into another person's eyes that you pass. If not, then you're staying in your room. You're just being there, even when outside. You might have headphones on all day, every day. When you go to the store, you don't really want to talk, you don't really want to look at them. You just want that to pass. But there's no reason for that, really. You're just afraid. Afraid of making a connection and what that could mean. Afraid of being disappointed. Afraid of not being good enough. Negative thoughts. Thoughts that occur because you don't simply accept no thought. Being. Simply being. You could discover that the more that you flow with acceptance. Acceptance in the immediate moment. Not acceptance of your thoughts, or acceptance of your feelings, or acceptance of the words that you utter or hear. Now, of the immediate moment. This undescribable thing that we all know so well. So abstract, but so clear. It's the clearest thing because we live it. Truly. It's simply that we put stuff on top of it that makes us confused. Believing that the stuff that we put on top of it is the true experience. No, that's an interpretation, a conceptualizing of the true experience. The true experience is non uttered. So, yes, you can connect. You can see. If you don't do this, then this is why you don't connect with others. So you ask yourself that question. If you ever ask yourself that question, why? Why is it so difficult for me to connect with others? It really is because you're not accepting the present moment. Allowing that to drive you forward, to build you up, to be a person who, for example, say hi, says hi to the people that you pass by, and maybe even stops for a moment and have a small conversation or even a long conversation. You may even take it further and be the one to approach them. Not considering why, when, or what you're going to say. Just going with it. Because it's immediate. It's immediate, so you don't wait to think anything. You immediately experience that this is the experience. And thus, that's what happens. Personally, I'm beginning to see more and more about my own nature. I'm observing it, doing my best not to judge it. Because we all need that practice. But as long as we can remember and remind ourselves that don't judge, simply accept, be. Freedom comes with it. Freedom from the self. freedom from the known self, to reveal the unknown self, the unknowable self. It's not an object of knowledge as other things are. It's more like a body high. You feel it. But to describe it takes you away from it. But it can be interesting to discuss these things, even to think about these things in the right time and place. So, for example, when I sit in meditation, what happens at first is that I have a lot of thoughts, and they are running around quite fast inside. But the longer I stay, the longer I just am, the more in the background they are, until what's here becomes more apparent to me. From there, clarity comes. And with that clarity, I can understand that what I have understood has taken me here. And as soon as I stop that process, there's nothing else. It's immediate. I used to contemplate things in a different manner before. I would take long walks, and I would record my voice so I could listen to it later and not think too much about what I was saying while I was saying it, but so I could listen to it later and get a understanding of me and my life. But then I saw that it was actually when I was quiet that I got a real feel for my life. There was just too much chatter, way too much chatter going on. Nothing would stop that as quickly as being quiet did. Being truly quiet, inside and outside. Because you need to be quiet to be able to listen. Not with your ears. No, not with your ears. But with your whole being. So don't give up. If there's a will, there will be a way. More can be said about this, and I think that I will say more about this. But for now, I'll leave it at here. Thank you for watching.